want to talk about the new Netflix series Castlevania. It's an animated series, though the first thing you need to know is that it's not really a series. It's 4 20-ish minute episode animations that in reality are just a film that's been sliced into 4 for some reason. Don't know why. It might as well just come out as sort of part 1 of a series of films as opposed to a shorter series of cartoons. Whether that's something to do with how they sell it on or they license it, I don't know. Perhaps they don't hold the license for Castlevania movies. Castlevania is based on the video game series that are commonly on the Nintendo systems, where you've got the Belmont family who are vampire hunters going after Dracula. This one features Trevor Belmont, who's sort of the last of his line of the Belmonts who've been ostracised by the church for their activities in vampire hunting. First thing to say is it's really well animated. It's very gory and violent, so it's not for children. There's people getting dismembered, limbs being cut off, women being burnt at the stake. It's got a good story all the way through it. It's a good, clear story as well. It's certainly a part 1 of maybe 2 or 3 other parts, because where this ends, the story is certainly not concluded. The characters are all really good. The violence is really good, as in the fight scenes are well thought out and well choreographed. The whole thing is really well made and well curated. It's better that it is this movie that's been sliced into parts as opposed to some 12-part series. It's disappointing that we don't know, or rather I don't know, I couldn't find one, I looked online anyway, when the other parts are going to come out, or the other series as they would call it are going to come out. It would be nice if it was sort of every 3 months you had a dump of a series and you could keep the story going, because I think if you have to wait a year it's going to be too long between the series. Certainly worth watching. Does it have any resemblance to the games? Well, I don't know, I don't really play the games. I knew they existed and they were about when I had like my SNES and other consoles, but it doesn't really matter. You don't have to have any knowledge of the games to enjoy this. I'm sure there are hints and similarities between certain animations in the film and the games, but it's just a well made, easy to watch movie that when you watch it as a whole run on Netflix comes in at about 80 odd minutes, and it's really easy to pass the time with. And not just a little side point, it's not just for adolescent boys or men. My wife, she watched it with me and she thought when I put it on that it was going to be a load of rubbish, and by the end of it she was really invested and she wanted to know where the story was going to end up and go by the time it concluded, and I think that can only be testimony to the quality of the production that they've got. She was interested in the characters and she was interested in the way that it was put together and all the action and everything that was going on. So I think that in itself shows that it's a good watch.